My first ever video camera review was all the way back in April 2008, and that was a Sony EX3. Since then, I've done many cameras. Most of them are the big branded ones, Sony, Panasonic, Canon, and Blackmagic. But I'm interested in all sorts of cameras. My first review for a camera that was not one of the big brands was the digital Bolex, and it had issues, but I really enjoyed it. And recently there was the review of the Kinefinity Terra 4K, which is a fantastic cinema camera from a small Chinese company. So when I was approached to try out the Spanish 8K camera called Fran, yeah, why not? Most days I get a knock on the door, well, a ring at the door, and it's a parcel or two. Today is no exception, but something very interesting turned up, and it's in here. Let's open it. Oh, and it's had a lollipop jump up. Not quite getting you in focus, is it, Lolly? But it's close enough. Right, Lolly, I need to open this box. You shouldn't be around scissors, you're too young. I could do a sequence of unboxing, but who does unboxing videos? It's a lot of this stuff here. Cables and a power supply. A European plug, definitely not going to need any of these in England. A full frame sensor cleaning kit. A clue? Maybe. A Samsung SSD. A grill of sorts. And here's the main thing. This. Oh my god, it's a beast. This is Fran. This is Fran, the 8K cinema camera with a full frame sensor. And here we are. Oh, it's heavy. This is Fran. What's that got on there? It's got a red body cap. I don't think it's a fully working proper camera yet, but we'll see what I can get out of it. It's certainly a very interesting design. I'm not going to do anything with it now because it's too late. I just got home from a long day. But tomorrow, I'm going to start her up and see what it's all about. I've seen a couple of videos of how-tos and instructions, but it's much like reading an instruction manual, so I didn't really watch them. I think I may have to though. Last night I posted a photo that I took whilst filming that intro section, and it got a lot of interest. People are interested in this camera. A lot of unkind remarks about the look of the camera, and some interesting remarks about some experiences with the company itself. I like to go into these things with as optimistic as I can with these things. I obviously have looked at the website, which is not the greatest website, and the video itself, introduction video, is unique. In fact, here's a little clip from it.
Hello, I'm Alessandro, and I'm going to introduce you in show Fran, a digital cinema programmable camera featuring an 8K 4/3 sensor with up to 7920 by 6024 native resolution.
These guys are making a camera, they're not making films. Although, to be honest, it's not hard to get somebody in to make something better. I'm not here to make a promotional video for them. They sent me the camera, they have sent me no payment. I'll be returning the camera as soon as I finish this video. Sarah bought me this cushion, and this is what I'm going to try and do, is be positive, as much as I can. Let's go through the specs first, which is on the website. And this is what is interesting about it, is what it actually does. Let me just get to things. So it's the size of the sensor. It's full frame, bigger than full frame, a bit bigger than VistaVision. which is very interesting, of course. Full frame video cameras, there's not many of them out there. 8K, there's not many 8K cameras out there. I mean, the most popular one, probably the best one by far, is the Red, of course, the Red Weapon 8K, and they have a VistaVision one of that, as well as Super 35. This is the more expensive of the two cameras. I think it's around 24,000 euros, which isn't cheap. It's cheaper than a Red, but a lot more expensive than other cameras. It has a resolution of 7920 by 6024, so it's very good for anamorphic. This is the specs that I'm not stating, this is what it does. Dynamic range of 15 stops, plus stops. It has a maximum frame rate of 24 frames per second using the full sensor for anamorphics, and 48 frames at 4K DCI. Shoots RAW, debayed and bayed, DNG. This is Lollipop, as you may have seen from a couple of my other videos. She's my 6.5 month old little Burmese girl. She's gonna sit here with me whilst I do this. She's into cameras. Probably not. Lens mount is EF right now, although I understand there's no actual control of the lens, as in iris, so you need a fully manual lens. PL is coming this year apparently. So those are the specs. I mean, the key thing clearly is the size of the sensor. That is its selling point, the size of the sensor and the resolution. We'll get into that whole argument of whether we actually need 8K or not. No, we don't need 8K, not for actual finishing our projects. For me, 8K would be very useful for mostly just interviews, for my documentaries, because I shoot a lot of 4K and I do like to crop in to change the frame, which is fine if you're shooting 4K and editing on a 1080 timeline, but not if you're shooting 4K and editing on a 4K timeline. You can punch in, but you do lose quality. So to have 8K for my interviews would be great. For anything else, not really. The amount of processing and hard drive space is huge, but it's all about using it to acquire. That's the key thing about resolution. Using it to acquire is the key thing. Okay, so let's have a look at it. The packaging, this is obviously not what it comes in. It's ropey as fuck, to be honest with you. They're taking pre-orders right now, 10% to reserve it, approximately 2 months after order. Okay, so this one here is 25,670 euros, and the cheaper one, is 17,790 euros. Should be sending a camera like this in a Pelican case or something. Looks like there's a SD card slot here, a couple of USB ports, a jack of some port, potentially a headphone jack, some sort of power port there, a USB-C port, some sort of power jack it looks like, and HDMI. Samsung drive that I'm assuming we use for media, because I see no other place to put media in, so I'm guessing that's what it is. This is my very fancy Vlog battery. Let's put it on and see if we get anything from this. Well, there you go. I have no idea if that's supposed to be powered by a battery. I mean, it's got a V-lock port on it. Without question, my favorite thing on the website is vignetting. Depending lens coverage, achieve organic, non-emulated vignetting effect using many Super 35mm lenses. For entire coverage, use full frame lenses. It's not a feature. If you have a full frame camera and you put a Super 35mm APS-C lens on it, it's not a vignette as such that you get. Well, it is, but it's not something you'd ever use because it's not a subtle little darkening of the corners. It's this. I'm not sure when you'd ever want to shoot like that. Anyway, it's a feature. So I can't get the V-lock to work. It's going to make it very difficult to actually go and shoot anything. Let's plug this in. Look, this is an alpha camera. It's a pre-alpha camera, so it's not even beta. So, you need to understand that when you are assessing a camera like this. I've never had a camera this early before. Hi, Bert. This is really not the best camera we've reviewed, is it, Bert? I can't even screw it right. The Atomos Shinobi. It's turned on, but still on a boot screen. and currently have no output. Something has gone wrong, so I've got an error message on the screen. So I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again. What do you think, Lollipop? You enjoying yourself with the iPad there? So I'm just going to message the guy because this has got an error message on there. Can I connect a mouse? Yeah, I can. So I'm now going to connect a mouse. I have 4 USB ports, so I don't know which one yet. I need to turn it on again. It's turned off. Why? Okay, we have a lens. I mean, without question, this is the worst UI I've ever seen. So I think I'm on ISO right now. Not that I'm seeing, hang on, if I change it to 1600, does it change? I just want to get to the record bit, which is a further bit down the menu. This is horrendous. I've had bad UIs before, but no, nothing like this. Oh, Bert, what is going on? This is horrible. Oh, and it's died again. I mean, look, it's interesting. There's no way this is about 2 months from shipping. It's a lovely day outside and I'm stuck in here with this. So apparently it's recording. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Probably the best 20 seconds of video I've ever shot in my life. This is the worst UI I've ever seen in my life. I don't think I can do much more of this. This is completely doing my head in. So at this point, I don't think I'm going to continue. Alright, I'm back on record, I think. And no. So there we go. I'm not going to spend any more time on this. This is just ridiculous. Look, I hope they get it working. I hope it is a fantastic camera. It certainly is not even close to being anything I would even consider, even in a pre-alpha state right now. If this is the UI, if this is how we're going to change things, this is crazy. So a camera is much more than an image. It is how, you know, the operation of it is incredibly important, something which is very easy and not going to cause you to get really stressed out and annoyed. You know, the easiest camera in the world to operate is actually the Arri Alexa with the side panel. It's incredibly simple. You know, Sony menus are very well known for being overly complex and unintuitive, but I'll take that over this any day, those menus. And, you get used to them. This, though, is just torture. It's like something from the early 1980s. I can't stand it. I gotta stop right now. And it's not, you know, I'm all for independence coming on and stirring things up and making things different and interesting. Kinaffinity, for example, you know, a small Chinese company, and this is their newest camera, the Marvo LF. This is full frame. Size sensor is pretty much the same as that, not as high. And it's an incredible camera. It's lightweight. It's very well designed. It's modular. It is full frame. Takes any lens mount you want. The UI is easy. Get used to it very quickly. Image is spectacular, and it's a bargain. It's cheaper. It's about half the price of the Fran. This is the E2 from Zcam or Zcam, depending where you're from. And this is 4K. It's got a sensor the same size as the GH5S, I think, maybe. Except it's 16:9, so maybe not. But it's a 1.85 times crop. Just try to put this lens back on. The key feature is it shoots 4K 120 frames per second. Then lower frame rates, I think up to 60, it's ProRes of your choice. And above that, it's H.265. But very small, very light, and $2,000. This has got a really small menu and buttons on the side, but nothing compared to this. Right. I am not going to waste a day. I'm going to go and shoot with the Marvo LF because it's beautiful out there. And I wanted to film today. I'm not going to film with this. And I do wish them all the best. This is a long way from being even close to ready. And I would certainly not recommend putting a deposit of $2,500 down on a camera, which is certainly not going to ship in 2 months. Let's wait and see how they progress with it. And hopefully they'll get everything sorted and working and then have a decent camera. Because right now there's no point spending more time on this. See ya.